Kalutara is a resplendent seaside town. Just 43 kilometers from Colombo, it has some of Sri Lanka's pristine beaches. Our story begins here. It is said that the sacred Bodhi tree in Anuradhapura sprouted 32 saplings which were planted throughout the island. At the entrance to Kalutara town, a Bodhi tree, believed to be several hundred years old, flourished. During British occupation, the government agent's residence was set up close to this tree. This structure still exists to date. During the 19th century, the British decided to run a railroad through these premises, destroying the tree. However, protests led by a Buddhist layman, Sandanayaka Upasanka, stopped this action, and the tree survived. After regaining independence in 1948, the newly installed government, led by Prime Minister Right Honourable D.S. Senanayake, was requested by Sir Cyril de Souza to keep the Kalutara Bodhiya site for religious purposes only. Sir Cyril de Souza, a proctor and notary public who was also a successful lawyer, was a great philanthropist. Along with 6 other lawyers, he set up the Kalutara Bodhi Trust. While persuading the officials to move the government agent office, he went about with vigor to construct and set in motion the plans for a hollow Dagaba. The foundation was laid in 1964, and after 10 years of construction, the pinnacle of the Chaitya was laid. Today, the Kalutara Bodhiya stands majestic at the entrance to the Kalutara town, beside the scenic Kaluganga. Access through the Galle Road and the 2 connecting bridges brings you to the entrance of the premises. The Galle Road was built through this site, splitting the complex into 2 sections, the Uda Maluwa and the Pahala Maluwa. The Dagaba stands an imposing 56.4 meters high, with a diameter of 30 meters. The circumference is 91.4 meters, and the Dagaba is set within a square boundary, a wall with semicircular enclosures, creating a unique architectural style. The Uda Maluwa has the sacred Bo tree within a gold fence perimeter. The Bodhigara or Bo tree house is an architectural feature around a Bo tree, meant to protect it symbolically and somewhat literally. Pilgrims generally circle the tree and make offerings. There is also a section to light lamps with coconut oil or plant incense sticks. On entering the main hollow Dagaba, there is a cavernous inner chamber. Pilgrims make offerings of flowers to the various Buddha images or statues placed around another smaller Dagaba. This inner chamber Dagaba houses the relics deposited in 1980. The entire circumference of the Chaitya is also decorated with murals, stories from the Jatak tales. Once you descend the stairs, you can access the other side of the road through an underpass constructed for devotees. The Kalutara Bodhiya has, in addition to the Bo tree and Dagaba, an alms hall, preaching hall and several other buildings, all created towards facilitating the dissemination of the Dhamma, as well as hosting various religious ceremonies. You are now at the Pahala Maluwa, the lower section. This too has a Bodhi tree, the original tree. There is also an image house for devotees. This section has a small Dagaba along with a courtyard for praying, meditating or just relaxing. The lower section also has a Bodhigara constructed around another Bodhi tree, and this is made completely out of granite. This Bodhigara has a more inclusive design to enable devotees to make offerings, pour water, or just meditate or contemplate within the compound. The Kalutara Bodhi Trust is sustained by contributions from the public, and pink kates or collection boxes for pilgrims are kept alongside the road, which carves itself through the upper and lower sections. Motorists and pedestrians of all walks of life, regardless of culture, religion or economic status, are constantly breaking journey here to deposit a coin and receive a blessing for the onward journey. The collections from these offerings go towards numerous activities of the Kalutara Bodhi Trust, including post-tsunami housing, funding for elders' homes, funding children's homes, equipping libraries, and numerous scholarships and educational programs for children, to name a few. On a Poya or full moon day, where there is an increase in crowds, there are many additional activities taking place. The blood donations by people towards the National Blood Bank is notable, as several hundred volunteers participate. Also on this day, the temple prepares several thousand meals for the people observing sil, or action towards following the Eightfold Path of Buddhism. The broad objective of the Kalutara Bodhi Trust remains the fostering and promotion of the Buddha Sasana. In line with this, there is an annual function held to bestow scholarships to monks, along with books and assistance to novice monks. The Kalutara Bodhiya is unique in that it has no resident monks. In the presence of the trustees of the Kalutara Bodhi Trust and several senior bhikshus, there is a few orations at the function of the Dharmashala. In addition to the scholarships and educational assistance, the novice monks are given textbooks with a view to enhancing their knowledge of Pali and Buddhism. Today, Kalutara town has a majestic monument which is visible from afar. Sir Cyril de Soisa's statue stands below the main Dagaba in the compound overlooking the road. A reminder that his ceaseless work to promote Buddhism continues to be watched over, and that the Chaitya above, the pinnacle of his achievements, leaves an indelible mark on the country.